We just saw the return of the No Kings protest nationwide. There were literally thousands of organized No Kings protests against Trump because libshits think that Trump isn't going to leave the White House and he's not even a year into his term. Pedro Pascal was one of many celebrities who showed up to protest. And he, of course, made sure that he got the photo op. Here he is with his sign. No kings, only queens. And this photo, I assume it's a real photo, shows Trump back in the 80s. And there is a drag queen giving him the stink eye in the same room as him. I have no idea what the context is.
It's not Photoshop?
I don't think that it's Photoshop. I mean, it could be, but okay. There's pretty much a picture of Trump with everyone you can imagine over the years. And there's also another photo of Pedro where he's like throwing up the resistance fist as well. Of course, people were simping for him in the comments like usual. This is why he does things like this. This is why he wears the Protect the Dolls shirt, etc. He needs the validation.
He's rocking the gray hair.
Is it going gray there?
Going gray. That's fine. That's fine.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people think he's lying about his age.
Did you see those pictures of like George Clooney when he dyed his hair for the role? I don't remember what movie it was from, but he dyed his hair like dark brown and it looked horrible.
Oh yeah,
so
it looks unnatural.
Just lean into it. When
I don't
when I go gray, like I already get flex, I'm letting it go.
Nice.
Let it go.
I don't remember if people believe Pedro is lying about being younger or older than he actually is.
He's just lying.
But they just think he's lying. And Robert De Niro is another celebrity who got involved in the cause. He recorded this promotional video for No Kings, where they posted it on the official account.
Here we go.
Here's what he had to say.
The original No Kings protest was 250 years ago. Americans decided they didn't want to live under the rule of King George.
Just remember that every other day of the year, they call these people racist slave owners.
True.
George III. They declared their independence and fought a bloody war for democracy. We've had 2.5 centuries of democracy since then, often challenging, sometimes messy, always essential. And we've fought in 2 world wars to preserve it. Now we have a would-be king who wants to take it away, King Donald I. Fuck that. We're rising up again.
That was so edgy.
Fuck that.
You hear the way he used the F word? That was so edgy.
This time, non-violently raising our voices to declare.
But I like how they have to like brag about not being violent for once.
Yeah.
There's a Chris Rock bit where he talks about people bragging about things that they're just supposed to do. Like, I take care of my kids. You're supposed to, you dumb motherfucker. The point being that you shouldn't have to you shouldn't brag about stuff that you should do anyways.
Yeah.
No kings. I'm Robert De Niro asking you to stand up and be counted in the nationwide No Kings protest on October 18th. Visit nokings.org to find, volunteer, or host a protest near you.
It's so organized, it's not even funny. Like, it's not organic at all.
All in this together, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
By the way, they also wanted they wanted the Pledge of Allegiance removed from schools, and they didn't start. They had somebody help with their branding in the past year to start like trying to pretend to like the American flag again.
Yeah, they're adopting the imagery.
Which they do not like the American flag. They believe the American flag is a sign of patriarchal racism. And if you wanted to ask them a very simple question then about No Kings, you ask them, well, okay, who elected Kamala Harris to run for office in 2024? There's no answer because she wasn't. She was installed as a candidate, but they don't have a problem with that. It doesn't bother them.
Yeah. Obviously this is taking place with the backdrop of all of the outrage over ICE deportations, which has, injected it with a new sense of fervor. And there were so many celebrities that showed up and posted about this. Cecily Strong posted, "Great Saturday with these America-hating terrorists with no jobs being paid by George Soros." And then Jamie Lee Curtis, on the other hand, said on Instagram, "In this world of abundance and big, bigger, biggest, it doesn't matter if this was the most people ever turning out in protest. It just matters that we showed up, stood up, said what we think and feel, and now the hard work. We have a year to send a real message at the ballot box, which is our American voice. So let's get effing busy.
Okay. So that is 110% true, and the Republicans should worry about what's going to happen at midterms if they don't get their shit together. In a lot of ways, I'm not a fan right now of every time Hollywood does something, I have to look at Pete Hegseth and government officials clapping back at Netflix when I'm paying for it while you guys are supposedly on furlough, right? Like, there's plenty to criticize. I just saw recently that Donald Trump's first big appearance as far as campaigning for somebody's going to be for Lindsey Graham. Do I want to see that? No, I do not. Not in any way, shape, or form. So, make of that what you will, but they're not wrong that they're trying to organize, and that's the point, right? The point is, the problem with what Robert De Niro is saying is that there's no basis in reality for anything that he's saying. There's no basis in reality to the claim that Donald Trump isn't going to leave office.
I just can't get over how this guy is obviously a world-class actor, and he couldn't convincingly deliver this monologue. Yeah. The way that he said F that was so tepid and rehearsed. Yeah. He can't deliver that line convincingly.
You gotta try harder.
Lorde also acknowledged No Kings at a recent concert, saying, "I didn't want to forget what day it is. It's a day of protest, and it is urgent. Now let's fall apart together, shall we?"
I did like the ones where when they would do these in the UK or other such countries, they would change it to No Tyrants because they have kings there.
Right. Lorde is not American, by the way. I believe she's actually from New Zealand, so she has no room to speak on this. And Bad Bunny, of course, talked about it. Alyssa Milano sported these special themed No Kings nails. She got a manicure for the protest, so that's cute.
This, again, it's so...
Oh my gosh, wait, I have to send you... I'm going to send you the link to her manicure photo, because it's just the most awful, affluent white liberal female thing I've ever seen. It's so bad. And her caption, "Let's do this."
It's so ugly.
What the hell? I didn't expect it to be 3D. Look at the second photo. She has posed in the selfie there. Yeah, that looks like yogurt covered raisins.
Yeah, it does.
That looks horrible. Get a better nail artist.
I just want to point out, I just laughed at what Mike Harlow, friend of the channel, posted. He said, Barack Obama, drone strikes killing American citizens with no charges against them. Jailed journalists. Took us from 2 wars to 7, dropping so many bombs that we ran out of bombs. Weaponized the government to target political opponents. Signed the 2012 NDAA, effectively eliminating habeas corpus rights, allowing the government to effectively, indefinitely imprison American citizens with no trial.
Other celebrities.
Don't forget about the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act, which was part of that.
Other celebrities include Kerry Washington, John Bon Jovi, John Cusack.
Yeah, here we go. Let's go look at the pictures.
Yeah, they're all holding up their signs. Bill Nye also showed up in D.C., saying, "It hasn't been one instance of abuse of the power of executive order by this president. It hasn't been just one twist in a court ruling. Instead, it's been years in the making, enabled by this president. A group of Confederates has worked together to undo many of our traditions and understandings of fairness and citizens' rights."
Unfortunately, he's conflating citizens with illegal immigration, which is, of course, a nefarious act on his part, because language matters, and the abuse of language is used to confuse people who are unaware and remove the discussion from any sense of reality.
Also, Spike Lee, Glenn Close. Glenn Close in this disturbing selfie.
She's kind of giving Rosie O'Donnell vibes there.
Yeah, they're all morphing into the same person here. No oligarchs, no dictators, no despots, no autocrats, no kings. And Leighton Meester, weirdly enough, happened to be at one of the protests as well. Molly Ringwald, Margaret Cho, Billy Eichner, a lot of the usual suspects. And I also did just want to show some of the signs and costumes that people were sporting at the events, because this is really what the point of it is. If any of these people took their cause seriously, if any of these people genuinely in their heart of hearts believed that Donald Trump is going to be the first king of America, they would not be treating it with this level of unseriousness. These women showed up in inflatable sumo outfits and pacifiers, holding up "No kings except Burger King," "No kings, no crowns, no crybabies." We've also got another guy here holding up a sign of "it," pointing at it, saying "Nobel Prize."
Wait, what is this? It says like something like taters, not dictators.
I like taters, not dictators.
Okay, it's poorly written in the cool. It's just confusing. I'm giving it a C.
MAGA morons are governing America. Here's a clown protester, literally in clown gear. Real clowns would run things better. It's funny how we used to commonly use the term clown world to just talk about the absurdity of our political climate on the right. And then another one, this woman holding a sign that says, "Tylenol is safer than tyranny, trust science." I feel so bad for this woman's family at Thanksgiving. Okay, then we have "Ribbit, resist, repeat. No hope without hop."
Okay.
It's a photo of a frog there. One king, Dr. King. I posted about this on X over the weekend. I said that MLK is progressive Jesus and Hitler is progressive Satan. A lot of people misunderstood that as me celebrating that. I don't know. I only meant that people in this political ideology regard MLK as their messiah. Hence the signs they're holding up here. Here's a little child that was brought by her mother holding up a sign.
Did you see
Little girls against big egos.
Did you see the one of like the
Probably a boy.
the child in the mask, like beating the Trump doll that was being hung?
Oh my gosh, no, that's horrible.
Yeah, it was like
I
Trump
just feel bad
effigy.
for the kid. Obviously, I mean, this very well could be a boy.
Yes,
holding up this sign with the dyed hair. I mean, this is clearly like toxic devouring mother right here. Munchausen's.
Okay, no kings, maybe queens.
Bart Simpson, "Hey Trump, eat my shorts."
Okay, that's a throwback. I'm okay with that one.
Yeah, I'm just saying they would not be dressing up in funny costumes and holding up funny joke signs if they thought that any of this was a serious threat to their civil rights.
We dumped T for less. No. You hate everything about the American Revolution. Any other time of year, you believe that everybody at this time. It's kind of like the way that they romanticize it now, or they will romanticize some things about like the 1950s when they say like your grandparents were anti-fascist, but the rest of the year they were wife beaters and abusers, right? They pick and choose when to enforce their beliefs.
Melt ice. We've got
Clever.
Trump in the Humpty Dumpty illustration there. Him as Marie Antoinette. Clean up on aisle 47. Wow. Okay, we've got Dorothy. "No place like home, no place for kings."
Okay. IKEA has better
One of the
cabinets.
signs just said, "I agree with the other signs." I can't with these people.
Okay, that's
Anyway,
you get the general consensus.
that leads us to Trump's response.
Yes.
He posted on Truth Social an AI-generated video of him bombing the No Kings protests with
We have to mute
feces.
because the song is copyrighted.
It's Danger Zone,
Yes.
actually. Here he is in the fighter jet with his crown on, and Harry Sisson is on the ground about to get hit with a poop bomb. There he is. Yep.
Okay.
Great stuff. And Kenny Loggins actually responded to the use of his song in this AI video in a statement to Variety. "This is an unauthorized use of my performance of Danger Zone. Nobody asked me for my permission, which I would have denied, and I request that my recording on this video is removed immediately. I can't imagine why anybody would want their music used or associated with someone with something created with the sole purpose of dividing us. Too many people are trying to tear us apart, and we need to find new ways to come together. We're all Americans, and we're all patriotic. There is no us and them. That's not who we are, and nor is it who we should be. It's all of us. We're in this together, and it's my hope that we can embrace music as a way of celebrating and uniting each and every one of us. Yep. That is a boomer take. Like, I believe he's truly, like, saying this genuinely. Like, he believes that people on both sides of the political aisle are patriotic and want the same things at the end of the day and have different ideas of how to reach the same goals.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not the world we live in, and he just doesn't understand that because he's old.
Yes. We don't have a monoculture anymore. No. It's very different. And before we move on, just to draw a little bit of comparison, I mentioned what happened with Kamala Harris. I mentioned a little bit of Barack Obama. I just want to draw attention to this old post from Wall Street Apes that does kind of give you a clearer picture of one of the many things that they've ignored for a very long time and why you can't take political partisanship seriously. This post said, when Barack Obama repealed the Smith-Mundt Act, he did it secretly. It was tucked into an NDAA. It was really only discovered by the public after the damage had been done. U.S. repeals propaganda bans, spreads government-made news to Americans. This anti-propaganda law prevented the U.S. government's mammoth broadcasting arm from delivering programming to American audiences. In 1948, when the founding fathers of the intelligence state were setting this all up, they were intensely aware of the monster that they were making, and Congress passed the Smith-Mundt Act. Because again, in 1948, when all of this was getting established, the CIA was brand new. NSE 10.2 had just come out in Congress when Congress said, okay, listen, guys, you are creating a monster here. We want to make sure that we don't build this empire of lies and that Americans are not being inundated with this sprawl of information control that you are conducting around the world in order to conduct organized political warfare on all countries on planet Earth. And I think many folks in this room are probably familiar with what happened during the Obama administration. It was this essential safeguard, which had been with us since the moment this all was created in 1948, that was repealed with quite little fanfare. Now, there's all sorts of stuff there. Oddly enough, there wasn't a whole lot of videos at the time talking about it. But the point is, guys, is that this was never bandied about by the people on this side that are talking about no kings. This is political partisanship, and the evil that has permeated the U.S. government has gone on for a very, very long time. The shifting of the Overton window being what it is now, like I've pointed out several times, when they called Bush a Nazi or Hitler, that was the fringe of the left in 2002 or in 2000 and 2004 that did that. And it became more prevalent into when was Mitt Romney in 2012. There was a post recently that said this was the last time politics felt civil. Well, Mitt Romney's one of the most boilerplate politicians of all time, and they called him a Nazi as well. Doesn't matter. All that matters is power. And the people that we're talking about here, the celebrities, are the useful idiots who are bleeding hearts that do this because, like I said, they are programmed to bleed in the effort to kind of understand the characters they play. They're very emotionally based, and they're used as weapons against you or I or, anybody who sees the world even a slight bit differently than they do. And they're political props for a lot of these politicians and the causes that they believe in. So be that what you will. There's no evidence that Donald Trump is just going to be like, you know what? I'm staying.
I mean, he's made jokes about it.
Again,
obviously.
What's the joke?
And that does him no favors. But
yes, and that's something that we've criticized.
Jokes,
we have criticized, and he is to be held for criticism that he is his own worst enemy in many ways. The reason the stuff with Jimmy Kimmel ballooned to be the kerfuffle that it ended up being is because he doesn't know when to keep his mouth shut, when he doesn't know that the things that he's saying aren't going to serve him.
He was taking credit for it in a joking manner, and people took him seriously.
Some people take him seriously, but not literally. Other people take him literally, but not seriously.
He's essentially LARPing as a dictator, but he's not.
Yes,
in reality.
And again, that is because he, in a lot of ways, is his own worst enemy. But again, what you see right here,
can't blame him. either. You know?
So, I mean, well, what they
when you have nothing to lose and they're going to say the same things about you anyway, you feel like, why not just lean into it?
It's why people say now, they're like, we're done being civil. Like, you're going to call us names anyways. You're going to say these things anyways. There was a sign up in Colorado from the Denver Communist Party that said, Charlie Kirk deserved what he got, change my mind. That's the evil that you are facing. And in the face of that evil, it doesn't pay anyone, it doesn't do anyone any good to be civil for the sake of being civil.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.